From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome everyone to another Pucks Out Fantasy Football episode. I'm Bobby Butler. He's Brandon Bond.
Hey-o.
We are happy to be here, and today we're doing quarterback rankings for standard scoring leagues. We'll be giving you our top 12 and a little bit of info into that. How are you doing today, Brandon?
Doing pretty good, partner. Doing pretty good. I think we're just going to run through our list real quick, and then we can talk about some stuff that we want to, hey, why'd you have this guy there? Why'd you have this guy there?
And for those of you listening, obviously you're fantasy football fans or just fans of us, and we say thank you. Make sure to check us out on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Find our What a Maneuver store, and check us out on YouTube where this episode will be posted. Normally, to see us, you have to be a Patreon, but to watch our fantasy football stuff, you can just see us free.
Real quick, you actually changed our Insta. We're a Pucks Out Podcast on Instagram now. So it's Pucks Out Pod on everything except for Instagram, which we're Pucks Out Podcast.
Okay, so yeah, I'm still learning Instagram. I thought the username was different than the URL.
No.
I will change that back to Pucks Out Pod, or we'll keep that and just do that.
We'll just, I mean,
we'll see how
it's
it goes.
fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to correct you, as I usually do, Bobby.
But, yeah, so we're getting closer, but happy to announce, and we actually, if you're listening to this, you find out earlier than everyone else. We announced it on our episode releasing on Thursday. Coming soon, we'll have a fantasy football podcast show, still in the Pucks Out family, but it might be called something else. We'll have a third host with us.
I'm not down for it called something else. Okay, we're gonna have to figure out a name.
Not the
for
something
it,
else
Bobby.
football podcast.
No. I'm excited, man. You know how much I love fantasy football, and so pumped about this. But you want to start us off with your number 12? Who you got?
Number
man?
12, I've got Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay. My number 12, I couldn't pick because any of these guys could be number 12 or they could be number 1 through 5. But I have Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers / Matt Stafford. I think that any three of those guys could potentially go higher than that. It was hard for me to pick one of those singular guys. If I had to pick a singular guy, probably going to go with Tom Brady.
Okay.
As unfortunate as that is.
So you don't think that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to be a big jump to him this year?
Obviously they're going to be a big jump to him, but
where would you have had him if he was still with the Patriots?
I would not have even brought him up in if we were doing a top 24.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he looked bad last year.
Yeah.
And he would have been probably 13 or 15, 13 to 15, somewhere around that range in my opinion. But he just, his passing game and his style of play was not going to be fit with the receivers that the Patriots have.
I got him up a little bit higher than you, but my number 11, I've got Matt Stafford.
Okay.
Perennially, he's consistent. Unfortunately, he's with the Lions, but he makes it work.
Yeah, but we're talking about weapons. Lots of weapons. Especially drafting DeAndre Swift. Lots of weapons. That's why Matt Stafford, to me, if he stays healthy, honestly, the reason I didn't say him over Tom Brady at number 12 was because I don't think he's going to be able to stay healthy.
Okay, so it's not that the other guys go low and they're just not in the top.
I think Matt Stafford could pass 5,000 yards next year, and I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
My number 11, this might be a little surprising. Daniel Jones is who I have at number 11.
Yeah, when we were talking about it, he was, I think for me, I got him in the top 15.
Yeah.
He just didn't break into that top 12.
Yeah, I think that he showed last year why he could be a why he could be a QB1, and I have some faith. They got some good weapons there for him to use. Who do you have at number 10, buddy?
I've got Carson Wentz.
Okay.
It's hard. A lot of people have him in the top 5. I don't see it.
I don't have him top 5. I do have him a little higher than you, but not top 5.
Yeah.
I think injury history pushes him down a little bit for me too. My number 10, I have Drew Brees. Drew Brees is not going to give you top 5 fantasy quarterback weeks. He's just not. That's just not who he is anymore. He's not the Drew Brees of 6 years ago. But he is going to be a top 10 guy because of cumulative effort. I mean, quarterback is one of the few positions where accumulation means more than the accumulation means more than other positions.
Yeah.
Whereas consistency is going to get you a high ranking as a quarterback spot. But Drew Brees isn't going to win you weeks, in my opinion. I think he's just going to do just well enough to be one of the top 12 quarterbacks for the season.
Yeah. Before we go any further, I want to make sure Cam Newton and Jameis Winston, I guess Cam Newton being a free agent, is he on your list at all?
He's not. He's not on my list because I can't judge that.
Yeah.
I'm
just saying.
He may be.
Yeah.
He absolutely could.
And we're still early on.
Out.
These numbers are going to change as assets move around.
We're not even through training camp yet.
Yeah.
So this is just a way early ranking of what we have and what we're thinking now based off of the draft and where guys have gone and what they can potentially do. So this is by no means is a final list, and you'll probably get something completely different come draft time.
So now moving into my number 9, I've got the greatest player to ever lace up cleats, Tom Brady.
Okay.
I think he's got new weapons. He's hungry.
Yeah.
He's ready to show the world that it wasn't all Belichick, and he's really ready to show that he's not a system quarterback.
Yeah, he better hope that he is able to show, because if he's not able to go and have a really good year here in Tampa, no matter what he's done previously, now he's going to be judged on what happened. Because he could have stayed in New England and never done and had the worst season that he ever had, and no opinions would change of him.
Yeah.
But now, you've given an opportunity to say, you're a system quarterback, bro. You did it because of Bill Belichick, and especially if a guy like Jared Stidham or Brian Hoyer are able to step into that starting spot in New England, and they go and win the division this year. You know, there ain't going to be nothing worse for Brady than that, in my opinion.
What do you think happens as far as the media viewpoint if both the Buccaneers and the Patriots have a losing season this year?
I think that the Patriots are going to be looked at in a much better light. I mean, Jared Stidham and Brian Hoyer are the quarterbacks. They didn't make a lot of moves for skill positions in the draft, and I mean,
but I think it puts us in a situation. I was like, well, shit, we still don't know if Belichick or Brady was the brainchild behind it.
Yeah, but we'll be able to see a lot longer whether or not Belichick is who he says he is.
Yeah.
You know, whereas both Bruce Arians and Tom Brady, I mean, I don't think that either of these guys are going to be coaching and playing quarterback for much longer than 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
They're both going all in. So, so I think that the pressure is on Tom Brady a lot more, because it's always easier as the coach to say, well, this happened, or, you know, I didn't even have any control. Whereas the quarterback, you are literally in complete control, you know. So I think that the pressure's on for Brady, but we've talked about those receivers, man. They can mask a lot of deficiencies, even if he's old, even if he's, even if he's not the Brady that we've seen. Tom Brady is still smart. He is still a smart quarterback that can. It doesn't matter if your passes come 40 yards down the field or 6 yards down the field. If you score and you win, then that's all that's needed. Yeah. So I think he does have a great opportunity, and I don't think that's a bad spot for him.
Yeah.
My number 9, I got Matty Ice, Matt Ryan.
Okay. Didn't even make my top 12.
Weapons galore. Julio, Calvin Ridley. I mean, Russell Gage is going to be able to move into that slot role. Todd Gurley, a fantastic pass catching back.
Yeah.
And making a move for Hayden Hurst after letting go of Austin Hooper. Hayden Hurst was a first-round pick over Mark Andrews. He just got beat out for that spot, that tight end spot there. So I think he has a good opportunity to utilize those weapons, and it is an even year, and I'm pretty sure that Matt Ryan kills it on even years. It's the odd years that get him, and I may be flipping that, but But Matt Ryan at 9 is who I got.
Okay. So at 8, and he's dropped some places this year. Deshaun Watson.
Okay. Wow, that's really low.
Yeah, and I'll go into that a little bit later when I get to my other guys that jumped him.
You'll see from my list that there's a very, very common factor that brings you up higher, and it's obvious. It's running. It's a cheat code when it comes to fantasy quarterback, because you get the same amount of points as a running back gets with all the additional passing stats. So he's obviously a little higher for me there.
And I'll get into this later, he lost his best weapon.
Yeah, but he brings in a guy. But see, he lost his best passing weapon, which means he might have to run more, which is worth way more than passing.
Well, the guys I put in front of him also use their legs, and that's why. But we'll get there. So who do you have at your number 8?
My number 8 is Carson Wentz.
Okay.
Obviously, injury is going to play a big factor into that, but they brought in some good receivers to play a part along with Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson. Jalen Reagor is going to be coming in. Miles Sanders, who is a great running back that is a pass catcher that is able to take a 3-yard little dump pass and make it a 12 to 15-yard play, which masks a lot of deficiencies. But Carson Wentz is an MVP in this league.
Yeah.
If it weren't for injuries, I mean, technically he's a Super Bowl winner. He has a ring, but he hasn't won a ring yet.
Yeah.
So I think he's hungry for that. And Doug Peterson is a great football coach and much better for coaching football and real football and winning football games than he is for fantasy. Obviously, we dislike a running back by committee, and he won't choose who a running back is. But for real football, that really shows up, and the person that gains the most from a coach that is willing to put the individual stats aside, the quarterback always benefits from that, because then the best player with the best opportunity is going to get into the game. So that's why I think he could be 8. He could be number 3. He could go all the way down to number 18, depending on injuries and depending on how the Eagles are this year. Who you got at 7, buddy?
I got Josh Allen.
Okay.
Especially, and this is when he got Stephon Diggs. To me, that's when he passed Deshaun Watson. That plus his legs. And I think the Bills are are coming up. I think he's going to be a weapon, especially in run heavy leagues that we are in a couple of.
Think he already is, and you'll see that from my ranking, obviously. My number 7 is Russell Wilson. He's still got the legs. He's in a run heavy offense though, so it's really hard for him. He masks a lot of deficiencies in a quarterback that doesn't get to throw a lot and doesn't get a lot of opportunities to be the man, and still consistently is a top 12 quarterback in this league. I think that he has obviously the same opportunity he's had since he came into this league to be a top 10 quarterback, and so that's why I have him at 7, because he's a good football player, and good football players shine through, and especially in an offense like Pete Carroll's. Who's your number 6, buddy?
I got Kyler Murray. He's another guy who jumped ahead of Watson. When if you had asked me a couple months ago at the end of last season, Deshaun Watson would have been at 6. Murray, he got Hopkins now, man.
Yeah.
That's a huge plus for him.
Yeah.
He's got the athleticism. They were almost going to both him and Josh Allen almost jumped my number 5 guy, but I'm giving my number 5 guy the veteran benefit of the doubt.
Okay. Well, my number 6 is Josh Allen. I think that I think that he is exactly as everything that you said. He's going to be a staple in this league, especially for quarterbacks that run. And we're talking 4-point touchdown passes. So the guy that runs more is even going to get boosted even higher than a 6-point quarterback passing lead, where passing touchdowns mean more than rushing touchdowns, whereas rushing touchdown and a 4-point passing lead is worth 2 more points than a passing touchdown. So, I mean, Josh Allen is the goal line back. People talk about Talk about Devin Singletary. Well, he's just not a goal line guy. Yeah, that's because they got a goal line guy. And now Zach Moss is going to come in and potentially be that, and we'll see. But they got weapons now, like you said. So it's hard for me to rank him lower than that 6th spot. What do you got at 5, buddy?
Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Solid guy. Like I said before, he almost got jumped by Josh Allen and Kyler Murray, but I'm giving him the veteran leadership benefit of the doubt. He's proven himself in fantasy and non-fantasy. He's a workhorse. So yeah, I think he's a solid number 5 for me. I think a lot of people are going to be able to get him fairly late in drafts.
Yeah, I think that they are too. I mean, if you're looking for especially what we're going to advocate for, late round quarterback.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson may not be there as late as some of these guys that we're talking about, but he's going to be there late enough to where you may want to pull the trigger on him for sure.
Yeah.
My number 5, I have Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Weapons galore. He had weapons before he got a new weapon.
Yeah.
In consistency, the guy's going to be out there day in, day out. He's not looking at what other people said, plus that ability to run that he doesn't take advantage of a lot, but he doesn't necessarily always need to. I'm not a Dak Prescott hater, but I think it's also one of those guys you're going to be able to get a little later. He's going to fall under the radar for a lot of folks. A lot of folks hate the Cowboys or think that he's not going to be able to produce like he has, and I disagree. I think that he is going to be able to produce.
And your last point you made about getting him late is exactly why my number 4 guy is number 4, Drew Brees.
Okay.
He is a guy, some leagues you might be able to get him right before you draft a kicker. And let me tell you, the quality that he brings, the efficiency that he brings, knowing that he might get a week of a quarter QB1, the top 3 stats, but he's week in and week out. He's consistent. He's gonna get those yards, and you can get him late in the draft.
Yeah, that is gonna be key. I don't think that he's gonna land at number 4 though, and that's where I placed my rankings, was where these guys are gonna land at come the end of the year. And Drew Brees is perennially gonna be anywhere from 8 to 12, and so that's why I couldn't get him any higher than 10 for me, because of the opportunity that a lot of these other guys have. But like you said, he's going to be there. You're going to be able to get him late, especially in redraft leagues. If you're not talking dynasty, or even if you are talking dynasty. If you're doing a dynasty startup draft right now, some people may not want to go for Drew Brees, and he may fall super late. But ain't nothing like winning the dynasty championship. Who cares if you don't get that guy for a long term? It's all about them ships, baby.
Yeah.
And so he's definitely something. This may be a little surprising, but I have Kyler Murray up at 4 for all the same reasons you said. But he got them legs, bro. He got them legs, man. He is going to make some stuff happen. Kenyon Drake, DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald as the safety net. They have Christian Kirk, who showed out last year, made some moves on the offensive line. And the defense is going to be able to get him the football back this year a lot better than he was last year. So I don't know that he'll be able to produce as much offense as he was last year, but his offense will be so much more quality than it was last year. And so I think that he has a real opportunity to be a top 5 quarterback this year.
Yeah. So number 3, I got Dak Prescott.
Okay.
I'm not a Dak Prescott. Obviously, I'm not a Dak Prescott hater either.
Right.
As much as I hate that team, he's got too many weapons not to be good. He's got too much athleticism, too much drive. While I don't think the Cowboys are going to be a solid team, I think he is going to have to be throwing a lot.
Yeah.
I think that their defense is really bad.
Yeah, but he is mobile, and so you can mask a lot of deficiencies with that. But obviously I had him at 5, so it's not like I'm sitting here arguing with you that he's 3, not 3. Deshaun Watson is who I have at 3. I think for all the same reasons that you have him ranked lower, I have him ranked higher. He is a competitor, and so while he has DeAndre Hopkins, he's going to be looking to pass. Without DeAndre Hopkins, I think he's going to be looking to turn on them legs a little more. And obviously injury comes into play. But I think that he he is mad and he is upset right now at the way that Houston has treated him as if he is a subpar quarterback who doesn't need weapons, who shouldn't be consulted on who gets brought in and who gets traded away. And I think he's going to be upset. I think he's going to be looking to show out and looking to get out of Houston.
Okay.
So I think that Deshaun Watson is going to be a pretty integral part of obviously an integral part of the Houston offense. But I think that I don't think Houston's going to be great, but I think he's going to attempt to be superhuman because Houston's not great.
Yeah, one of the reasons why he didn't make it so high was the opportunity for injury. I think is really high, especially as a Redskins fan. I've seen what happens when you have to rely on your quarterback's legs only.
But let's be fair. Deshaun Watson is a much smarter, intelligent quarterback than Robert Griffin III was. He knows when to go out. He doesn't take unnecessary hits.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be very key. He absolutely could get injured, and that's the risk you take. But I factored in very minimally. But I assume all of these guys are going to be healthy all year. And obviously that's not going to happen. There will be 2 or 3 of these guys that get injured, miss a couple games, out for the year. I don't factor that into my overall ranking. So I have Watson at number 3. Who you got at number 2?
So I think our top 2 are going to be the same. At number 2, I've got Patrick Mahomes.
Same, yeah.
I mean, and that's only because, honestly, he would be number 1, but Lamar Jackson, man. The wheels on that guy. I've had him... Now, I didn't win a ship with him, but I got to the ship with him, and that's because I was plagued with injuries. But, man, he's dangerous, and no matter where he is, whether it's 3rd and 28, he could use his legs and get a first down.
Yeah, I have Patty Mahomes at 2 and Lamar Jackson at 1, just like you. That could obviously be flipped. Patrick Mahomes is if we're just talking quarterback, if we're talking 6-point touchdown passing league, I'm probably flipping them.
Yeah, I agree.
But with that 4-point, not that Patrick Mahomes isn't mobile and isn't able to run. It's just that Lamar Jackson, and as much as he runs, the man doesn't take many big hits because of his elusivity.
Yeah.
He's so elusive. And so even as a big runner, he is such a smart runner, which is very overrated. Getting tackled is one thing. Getting laid out is another. And so I think that the same thing that puts Lamar Jackson at number 1 for me is the reason that I can't put Patrick Mahomes number 1 is because Mahomes is always trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
And he takes some unnecessary hits. And look, you love that in a quarterback.
Yeah,
I'll
tell you what, that gets the teams Super Bowls. It does not get you a fantasy championship if he takes the wrong one.
Exactly. The thing is, I will be in any redraft leagues, I will be having 0 of Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson because I ain't spending the draft capital. What you gain from getting Lamar Jackson as opposed to Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford, Daniel Jones, you're not going to be able to get enough of what you would be missing out on from running backs and receivers in that range.
Yeah.
And so, look, I'll tell you what, I do not draft quarterbacks early, but if Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes fell to the 5th round, I would question it. I would think about it, but I cannot fathom coming out of the 4th round with not at least 3 running backs and a receiver, or 2 running backs and 2 receivers, or 3 receivers and 1 running back. I mean, I'm still probably going to go heavier on the running back because of the nature of the position, but I'm probably not gonna get them. You know, just because I'm not spending that.
For specialty scoring leagues like you and I are in 2 of them, that's completely different. Sometimes, like in our run heavy league, sometimes it's worth it to reach for Lamar Jackson because I mean
it just depends.
It depends on your league. So, but obviously on the shows we're always gonna be talking about standard. We might talk a little bit here and there off the cuff about our special leagues when we actually get a dedicated show for fantasy and do a full hour.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we can talk all sorts of stuff, but we're sitting here. We want to give the most information to the most amount of people Most people get invited to join a fantasy football league and they play regular scoring with either 6 or 4 point touchdown passes. Yeah. And so that would be unfair of us to talk about what would happen in 1 in 100 leagues.
Yeah.
You know, we got to talk about what's going to be happening in 95 of 100 leagues.
Yeah. But all right, that about wraps it up. We will you'll be seeing this on YouTube. We'll also have our list out on Twitter. We'll see you guys next week with, I guess, running back rankings. We'll do top 12, maybe top 15.
Sounds good.
But, all right, guys. See ya.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.